Well, I don't know if you're like me, but you've got loads of things like wires and hanging around, and you use some of them and some of them you don't. Well, I was sitting there the other day, and all I literally was just doing this with my wire. I was thinking about something. I was sitting there and I was doing this with my wire, just making a ball around my hand, trying to tidy up so I could pack it all away. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I like the shape of what that's come out like. So I had it like that, and I thought, I really like that shape that has come out like. And I want to make myself some bookends for my office. I've got lots of different books and things in there. I thought, I wonder if I could put that in resin. Have a really different looking resin bookends like that. I thought, actually, I think that's going to look really nice. So what I thought I'd do was a video on deep pour and using some sculptures and making a really nice clear wire bookend. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use some different colours as well. So I'm not just using one colour. I'm going to use lots of different coloured wires that I've got, different thicknesses, and go around like that, make a little ball, finish it off there, open them up like that, and just put them in. I also wondered, I wonder if I can make a pom-pom out of wire. Because why wouldn't you think like that? Do you know what I mean? And I wondered if that would look all right. So I haven't tried this yet. This is a new one. But I was thinking that, and I thought, well, I'll wait until I do the video and see whether it works. Because why would you ever test it before to see if it goes right? That's not like me, is it? I don't want this pom-pom to be too big. I'm going to wrap it round one finger. Not too tight, because you've got to be able to get it off your finger as well, ain't you? Let's be honest. I'm going to need quite a lot of wires for this. Take that off my finger. I'm going to have to pull this quite tight as I do it, because if not, these are all going to fall out. Don't think I'd want to do this with a thicker wire. And we can see if these flow or sink. We can see what it looks like, whether it produces a lot of bubbles in the deep pour, and how it's going to look. I think it's going to look really nice and look quite nice in my little man cave or office. All I need to do now is cut that down the middle there, opposite. Open that up. Still quite a bit longer than I want them to be. I'm going to cut them down shorter. There we are. And now open them up like a little pom-pom. I quite like that. So that's going in there as well. So I'm going to do a few more, and then I can show you how I'm going to pour it. Well, I've got that all sorted out now. I've got my wires in my little odd shapes that I wanted in there. Quite looking forward to seeing how this is going to come out. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be using this deep pour because you can deep pour this to a maximum of 5 inches, which is 13 centimeters. And you could do a lot bigger bit than this. So it's easily going to be able to do that in one pour. It is going to take about 48 hours to cure up, but that's fine. That's the same with any deep cure. The other great thing about this is you get a great working time for it. Plus, it's a really low viscosity, so any bubbles on a deep pour like this quality are going to just raise out and disappear. So it's going to be lovely and clear. It's really heat resistant, not that it needs to be for what I'm making, and it gives a crystal clear high gloss finish, which is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to mix this up. It says a 2-to-1 by weight. And I haven't got any jugs big enough to do it all in one go, so I'm going to have to do 2 lots at once, which is not a problem. So here's a little tip for you. If, like me, you like to use your gloves more than once, then what I do is, if I get resin on them like this, and I use my gloves several times, 3 or 4 times at least, I use some of this hand cleaner, which is designed for epoxy resin, on my gloves. I rub it all around. Look at it. It picks up all that resin that you've got on your hands. You might not be as messy as me. You might be lucky. And then all you need to do is wipe them off with a baby wipe, and you'll have resin-free gloves again that are lovely and clean, that can be used more than once. So you can use them probably 4 or 5 times until you make a hole in them. It works brilliantly as well, not only for gloves, but if you happen to get any on your skin, it will get it off your skin straight away. And then either wipe your hands over with a baby wipe to clean them up, or run them under warm water and a bit of soap, and it will clean that right off. And then you've got spotlessly clean hands or gloves again. This is brilliant stuff. I've been using this now for quite a while. As you can see, I think this is my 3rd pot of it. And it works so well, because if you accidentally get it on your skin, you want to get it off as quickly as possible. So that's just a little tip for you. Look how lovely and clean my gloves are. You'd never know it had resin on them. Well, I've got my resin mixed up now, so what I'm going to do is pour that in there slowly. Like I said, I had to mix it up in 2 batches because I just don't have any pots big enough. I need to get some. I'm hoping the wire is heavy enough to stay where it is, but if it floats up, then it floats up. There's not much I can do about that. And oddly enough, no glitter in this at all. Now what I'm going to do is leave that for about 5 minutes. And then what I'll do is burn any bubbles that come off at the top. And then leave it, to be perfectly honest. Because after that, you'll find that they'll all release anyway over the next few hours. So I said 5 minutes. I make a lot of these bookends. I think these moulds are really coming to the end of their lives now. This might be the last pour I get out of them. So I'm going to quickly burn those off. I'll come back to it in about 3/4 of an hour and burn off the remainder. And then that should be it. And you'll be so surprised at how clear and bubble free this is. Well, this is all cured now. And as you can see, that is lovely and clear. There's been no shrinkage anywhere from the sides, which happens when you get a exothermic reaction. It all goes crinkly up. It's beautiful and clear. And it's so important to use the right resin when you're doing a deep pour. The other great thing is, because we haven't done this in layers, what we've got is no layers visible. I recently, in fact this morning, just before I started recording this, had an email from someone saying, I did your aquarium in a bag, in a Ziploc bag, but it melted the bag and it all went everywhere and released lots of fumes. Well, the ones I did in my video were tiny ones like this, and I made them into key rings. But I think this person must have done a large Ziploc bag with a 1-to-1 resin, and as a result, it's caused it to mess up. So it's so important to use the right resin, and this is, without a doubt, I think, the best resin there is for deep pours. And look at that. I love that. I think it would look great in any man cave, either way around, to be honest. And it's going to make a great bookend for me in my office. It was so easy to make as well. I did a lot more shapes, but I decided less was more when I looked at it. And I'm really pleased with it. It's so easy. It's so simple. Yet I think it's given a great effect. If I was going to sell this, I would probably sell that for about £45. Beautiful and clear, lovely and shiny and glossy. No shrinkage, no exothermic reaction that's caused a flash cure. Just perfect. Look at that. Love it. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you want to learn more about using a deep pour resin and for other great effects that you can use it for, then check out the video that I've got coming up after here, above here. That will really help you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.